Welcome back to the show. And you can see the topic. Anyone can join. I will put the link in, but I will ask you, pretty please, let's talk about the topic. That's what I want to talk about. However, if we go down the rabbit hole and start talking about movies and songs and things like that, I'm not going to be mad at you because heavens knows I am terrible at staying on topic myself. And it would be just me being a judgmental prick for me to pretend otherwise. So there we go. Now, when I say miniatures, yes or no, what I'm actually talking about is not just miniature war games, which of course I'm a huge fan of, right? I'm actually talking about miniatures, yes or no, in every regard. Hey, how you doing, Sacha? It's great to see you. So, like, it's not, do you want to push, 30-year-old lead starships across the table and roll dice? I mean, it is that. Do you want to do that? Me, obviously, yes. Other people might say no. But with your role playing games, do you use miniatures with your role playing games? Do you just paint miniatures because you like to paint miniatures? I mean, this is basically the topics that I want to talk about. But miniatures is a yes for everything for you. Same here, buddy. Same here. Um, I love miniatures. As a matter of fact, the thing I love even more than miniatures is terrain. I love terrain. And as a result, even though I should be mad at him, um, I'm not, because Shadow introduced me to the Polish company Dungeons and Lasers or whatever. Oh my God, they have got a lot of my pocket money over the last couple of years. Like when they released their sci-fi terrain set. I mean, your boy had to buy like 3 sets of that because I wanted to build a big sci-fi things. That's why I use Telespire. I have seen people who use these online platforms, but I don't know anything about it because. And the online platforms let you put like counters or tokens in, and then you can use those to show your miniatures tactical locations and stuff like that. Hey, Shadow, I was just talking about you. You must have heard me. You're right. You must have been downstairs doing whatever you're doing, and you're like, oh, my ears are itching. I was blaming you for making me a lot more poor than I otherwise would be, because you're the one that introduced me to the Dungeons and Lasers, and I bought 3 of the starter sets of the just basic whatever, because that basic starter set for the price and everything, they've got like the vault and the this and the that, but you know the basic walls and everything are more than you'll ever need, combined with the doors. And then if you're like me and you've already got like a bunch of the sci-fi, you're on the phone with Hungar. Well, I hope it was a good call and not you know, but Crafting Gamer. Um, it's been my experience with the Dungeons and Lasers company that your best bang for the money is the basic set. Or I think they might, Shadow probably knows way better than I do. They call it the starter set or whatever. But you can get like a starter set. It's not that expensive when you consider how much plastic you're getting in that set. And if you get a couple of those things, you are set. Big Vic, what is up, my friend? Once again, I've managed to somehow dodge you. Not on purpose, so don't take it like that. I feel really bad, honestly. But I think with everything that went on recently, I'm getting over it now. I'm starting to get resettled emotionally. But finding out that one of my best friends is fighting, aggressive cancer, and then the political assassination, and my daughter might be giving birth to a child by this weekend, her second. That's my younger daughter. My older daughter, she's an old pro. I don't worry about. If she says she's having a kid, I'm like, well, okay. I mean, you've already had like five, so whatever, right? But yeah, I love miniatures. As a matter of fact, the only game I play where we never use miniatures is Vampire the Masquerade. But yeah, if you want to get the stuff, you buy, whether it's the dungeon set or the sci-fi set or any set, you buy a couple of copies, 2 or 3, whatever, of the starter set, and you're freaking. Thank you. We are all. I mean, you will get so much stuff in those starter sets that, like I said, the side sets that they sell, they're neat and all. If you need like a. And come game on Sunday. Are you still in Florida till Sunday? I mean, how long are you down, bro? If you're going to be down till Sunday, we definitely need to do something. Right now, I have a paintbrush and what's left of my Tamiya super thin glue, which I've already ordered some replacements because Games Workshop thought it would be a huge fun thing to do to make you glue the freaking exhaust pipes on the side of rhinos. I swear to God, the parts on some of these things, I mean, granted, they're not as bad as the Blood Bowl Dark Elf team. Till Monday morning, dude. I thought you're already up north, man. We definitely need to do something. I mean, shit, I didn't know the tourney was a week long. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to my wife and stuff and see about getting down there. If for no other reason, just to be like, what up, Vic, you giant? Okay. I had no idea, man. Because I mean, the last time you came down to Florida, I was actually, I think, in Georgia or Alabama. Of course, I am Sacha. Of course, I am. There can be no other, for me. Now, if I end up having enough to make a couple of 1,000-point armies of the Space Marines, I might paint the second one purple because if I'm going to paint bad guys, I always paint Emperor's Children. Always. Probably. Now, I do have a couple of tubs of Horse Heresies or Horse's Sea Green, Sons of Horse. And who knows? Maybe it might be a thing to paint up a whole unit of, a whole Space Marine army of, Sons of Horse just for the whatever. But, oh yeah, I've already got planned out too. After I get these guys red, the back is just the right size to put the really small Blood Angels that you're supposed to put on the pauldrons. They'll fit right on the back of the rhinos. Oh man, yeah, I'm going with it, man. And then of course you mark the companies by, and how you paint the doors and stuff. Oh, they've added a couple of new ones. in the box set, the one I showed you, which I have the lid of somewhere, you get about 3 or 4, maybe 500 points of Space Marines and Solar Auxiliary, which let's just say what it is. It's Imperial Guard. And so there's enough there to play a small game on a 2x2 foot thing, have a little fun, learn the game. You get a couple of Titans. So, you can throw down with your Titans and whatever, and that's all good, right? Recently, and by recently, I mean about a year ago, they added the Mechanicum. So if you're a big fan of Mars Red, cyborgs and crazy robots and shit like that, you got Mechanicum. You always had the Titan Legion that you could play, and of course they go right with the Mechanicum. So if you want to play a Mechanicum army and you want to throw a Warlord Titan in there, depending on the points value, yeah, knock yourself out, right? Or Knights, because they've added Knights, so you can make a whole army that's a Knight household. Kind of like in 40K, but in this. Now, not too long ago, they also added the Dark Mechanicum, which is the majority of the Tech Priests of Mars that had joined Horus, which was the majority, right? And they have all these crazy, weird, like high-tech spider tanks and shit like that, like stock tanks with guns all over them and stuff. But then on top of that, they also get all the Titans, and they can have all of the robots and so you can literally get the Mechanicum army, and then you could get the Dark Mechanicum stuff and just mix it however you want, right? It's just paint job. Dark Mechanicum tend to paint their shit black. The Loyalist Mechanicum tend to paint their stuff red, like a rust red, though, not like the Blood Angels red. And of course, Titans are Titans for everybody, really, right? And then the next game that you could buy that goes with this game is Imperial Aeronautica, which is fighters and bombers, all that kind of stuff, right? And you can buy different bases for your fighter craft so that you can use them in the actual, epic war game, or use them to play just straight up dogfights in their own game. And it's the same with Titans. I mean, the Titan game is a standalone game, but you can throw them in this game too. I mean, and literally, okay, Titans are your favorite. I love Titans too, Shadow. Sacha, I am a huge fan of Oathmark. I've said it many, many times. I used to have dozens of videos about Oathmark. You know what the best thing about Oathmark is? It's the same thing that's the best thing about Frostgrave. If you've been collecting miniatures for any length of time for your D&D game, you probably got enough miniatures to make an Oathmark army. I'll tell you that right now. Because, and you guys all might already know this, but I'll go over it succinctly. In Oathmark, before you make an army, you make a kingdom. And it's concentric circles, right? And you draw in mountains, forest, capital. And you got to put race for capital. So human capital, right? And depending on what terrain your kingdom is made of, that determines what troops you can get. And the largest troop size in the game is 20 figures, right? And usually you're not, I mean, unless you're playing like huge points values, you're going to have 5 or 6 infantry units, a couple of heroes, maybe a cavalry unit or two, depending. A jar full of spiders to represent monsters to my players. Hey, I remember when I was coming up and we used pennies with freaking Sharpie marker initials or numbers on them. And we didn't even have grid, like the 1-inch grid. Like we use notebook paper, and I just draw the room out, and we just kind of Well, we used inches because we're playing AD&D. So if your fighter could move 20 feet, we knew that was like 4 inches. So just measure 4 inches, right? And haha, yeah, I know what 4 inches looks like. Anyway, though, yeah, that's the best thing about Oathmark and Frostgrave Second Edition is like when Hungar made his Frostgrave army or gang, he was using like some halflings for the thieves in his group, and they're just halflings with daggers. And he had like an orc with a big club, and that was like a thug. And then he had a wizard that was actually a Reaper wizard painted up all red because he's casting a fireball or some shit. And then he had like an elf with a bow, and that was the archer that he hired for his group. I mean, so basically Hungar's Frostgrave army looked like a D&D group with monsters and hirelings. I mean, whereas mine was all humans, because I'm very humanocentric. My Oathmark army, which I have in a box, is 100% humans. And it's generally a couple of big blocks of spearmen and then heavy cavalry and one unit of light cavalry with bows. Because I like, Byzantine. They're Byzantine models. When I built my Byzantine army, this would be Basil, under the Emperor Basil, the army that he built. I basically did my best to make it small scale to use with Warhammer Ancients, actually. But then I got Oathmark, and I was like, well, I already had all of these Fireforged Byzantine troops. So it was just an easy matter of throwing, 10 or 20 spearmen on a movement train, being like, well, there's a unit of spearmen. And here's 5 cataphracti with shields and maces. That's heavy infantry. And over here, I've got some cavalry with bows. There's my, but I need to remake the video. There's a way in Oathmark, depending on how you build your kingdom, where you can field a unit of every race in the game. So you can literally have like human spearmen, elf archers, goblins riding wolves, orc berserkers, halflings, dwarves, pretty much throw a giant in there if you want, depending. I mean, is it going to be the best army ever? I mean, that's up to you, man. That'll be up to you, how you'd like to do things. I mean, personally, I think elves are a little bit on the easy side because they have the elves have a huge advantage because some of their archer units can just ignore friendly units when they fire their bows. And that's kind of a big thing if you set up a line of elf spearmen and then you just have archers behind it, just, that's some crazy stuff. Do I got a surface wash to PS you want to sell? I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Saga is a great game, but around here, it's hard to find anyone to play it. And it sucks, too, because, let's see, if I picked them up or left them on the floor. I picked them up. See? My wife thinks I never picked anything up. I picked things up. Anything over there now? The most difficult thing about Saga, unless you've got access to a 3D printer, is these. Now, these, of course, are Crusader dice. Because, I've got the Islamic ones, too. And I've got a Muslim army, but I don't field the Muslim army in games versus Crusader Knights. I field them versus Byzantine. Because, Constantinople was constantly under siege for like 350 years. So, but Saga, great game. No one plays it. These dice are like $20 for a set. You don't really need them. They've got in the new Saga stuff, they've got like a 1 dice 6 down that tells you. So you can just roll normal dice sixes. But of the two games, I'm going to tell you right now, Oathmark is a better game.
So,
Especially if you want that flank, and spank kind of thing. Because in Saga, units don't line up in rows so much. They just kind of run around like mobs trying to kill everything. At work, but listening for a little bit. Well, thank you so much. So here we have the victim, or not the victim, the criminal of the day.
So you were talking about Saga. I have to take it. You are not talking about the TSR Pocket Game. You remember those?
No.
Those little games. TSR put out these little games like the Alamo, and they've invaded Pleasantville, or in different games like that. They're like these little. I'll show them to you later on one of these days. They came in these little plastic containers. There'd be a rule book, a map, 1 or 2 D6, some counters. Like the old pocket games from Metagame.
Never heard of it.
Really? Like, okay, you remember how Ogre first came out in a little envelope?
Now that I do remember, because I remember sending the $1.75 in to get the starter Car Wars thing, and it was sent back in an envelope in like a plastic bag with just.
Yeah, I've got like literally every one of those from every company. But TSR jumped on the bandwagon and made about a half dozen or so, and one of them was called Saga. And it might be one that I don't have, but I've been trying to pick those up. Not that I'm ever going to get to play them. We used to take them to school in our back pocket, and then lunch time would come out around, and we'd stay in the cafeteria and lay out a board and play some Ogre or Car Wars or.
Yeah, you guys are rookies, man. Lunchtime at my school was BX D&D. We had a group. We met. We hung out in the corner, and we played every day, 45 minutes a day.
We did our share of D&D talk and gaming, but every once in a while we or at least I would bring one of those games, because I was, like my friends were like just D&D. That was it. That was the only game they played, unless it was a computer game. But even at the early age of 12 and 13, I was picking up all these other games, Traveler, Gamma World, Boot Hill, Car Wars. I even have the original Starfleet Battles in the little Ziploc bags. You name it, I probably still have it.
I should have Starfleet Battles Deluxe, the one that came in a box.
Yeah, I've had that too. I wish.
And then I went out and bought a bunch of Micro Machines Star Trek
big, yeah, plastic. I was trying to think of the word, but yeah, they came in plastic clamshells. I've got the ones from Avalon Hill.
The Steve Jackson ones. He just sent them to you in an envelope, and all the parts were like in a plastic bag. But it was just like a 2-page rule set, and then a couple of pages that you cut.
Yep.
You cut out.
And the only ones I never went in were the historical war games like Hitler's War, and the other ones from micro games.
Well, Hitler's War would be hard to win, since meth addiction is one hell of a thing.
Right.
Oh, World War II battleships. I have a shit ton of World War II battleships. I recently started painting the Akago up, and I have the vowels and the zeros to go on it at the scale.
Nice.
So I'll be putting a bunch of zeros down the line, and then in the back there'll be a cluster of zeros and vowels, which are the dive bombers. And of course, I've got the American stuff too. So I got Corsairs and Warhawks and all that. So, except the last time I played a Surface Navy game like this, we used the Harpoon rules from way back in the day, Game Designers Workshop. And you don't need interest for that game, because you're just plotting distance, location, movement on a piece of paper. So it's like, because the combat takes place so far away, right? You're sending like a wing of of dive bombers to attack a ship that's literally 50 miles away. So, I mean, you could never actually, I mean, how could you ever have a table big enough?
I've seen some pretty big tables, but Superior Models, you're probably not real familiar with them. Um, they made probably the original led battleships for games like Midway and whatever, all those naval games of the 60s and 70s. But they're kind of expensive. But
See,
I,
I
I
remember, what was the name of the company? Micro Armor.
they might have been first, but
Like Micro Armor made basically, if it was ever involved in combat anywhere ever, they made it at like 6 mil scale or 5 mil scale or some shit.
I thought they were like 1/280th or some other weird
Yeah,
scale.
they used imperial measurements, but they were tiny because like a Tiger tank would be like maybe an inch long,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe. I mean,
I've got some micro armor stuff, but I was never big in it. But on my list is Tractics from TSR and Squad Leader and things like that, just to have them for when I open the shop, in case people want to pull out the game. Well, there you go. Just make sure you bring it back with all the pieces and no Cheeto and Mountain Dew stains.
now, Big Vic, I will tell you one thing. Well, I'll tell you all, but I don't know. If you guys remember the old Avalon Hill Axis and Allies game where you'd buy
Sure.
like, I
I
had a box 100% full of that.
I used to work for the
I
company.
think I still got the cards too.
I used to work for the company called Pewtercraft that made there were some pieces that weren't in the game, like anti-aircraft guns and some other things I can't remember, and they created the rules and the miniatures to add to that game back in the early 80s. And it was my job to actually draw the items for the catalog, and somewhere out there may be catalogs out there with my art, but I could actually draw.
Well, Vic, if big if we managed to, I managed to get to see you,
Long time no see.
I
Hey,
have a ton of 1 to 1/200, um, like 16th century sailing ships, like a ton of them.
Really? Because I've
Oh
got
yeah,
a copy of Don't Give Up the Ship. I've always wanted to play from TSR.
mine is the one from Warlord Games.
Okay.
So I've got English ships mostly, third rates, second rates. I think I got a couple second rates, and then I've got a bunch of like brigantines and things like that.
hey guys. So concerning the question, I wasn't here for the beginning, so I don't know if there's more to it. But miniature, yes.
Yep, that's what
Although
we
I,
do.
I, I will admit that if we are using them for like RPGs, I don't mind having them on the table. I'm just usually too lazy to move them myself, so the players get to do that
Yeah.
because they want to use them.
Right.
So,
Well,
so I meant to comment. You figured out the algorithm to keep Bear away.
Oh, no, Bear can come in here and say, I don't like miniatures, and he can say why. And I'll be like, okay. I mean, that's cool. Like I said, I do not use miniatures with any of the White Wolf games ever. However, with pretty much a lot of other games, I absolutely not only use miniatures, but have a hard time, imagining playing the game without them. So, like when I was running the Dune game, I 3D print just a shit ton of Dune miniatures up. So when they were having battles with, bandits or whatever, I mean, they had figures that they could move. I mean, the movement's more like Conan 2.20, of course, where you move from one area to another area. But, yeah. And like, there's some role-playing games out there I love that I don't know if you could play without miniatures, really. I mean, you could, you just would be doing it wrong. A first one that comes to mind would be Star Frontiers. Star Frontiers was literally designed, every part of that game was designed around miniatures.
Miniatures or tokens?
Well, the game came with those, the punch out.
The chits?
Yeah. Because, you know, and the old Star Frontiers actual character miniatures they're just so bad.
Yeah, but we still love them.
Yeah, you might. I don't. Now, I do like the new ones by, they were by Ganesha Games, but now they're by, I think, Badger Games. Bought them, and they're, you know, modern. They're a little bit bigger. They come with like tons of different weapons choices so that, you know, you can actually put whatever gun you want in your Dralocite's hand. And that, but I mean, think about this. I'm sure you could run Twilight 2000 without miniatures, but you would absolutely be ripping your players off if you did. Because games like that rely so much on tactical warfare, you know, like in Twilight 2000 4th edition, you need to know if your character is near a rock or by a tree stump or anything, because that'll have a huge freaking effect on when the enemy soldiers shoot at you with a, you know, RPK or something, right?
I have one better for you. Whether you're behind the car door or the engine block on a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that.
A huge difference.
And then, of course, like I said, in Star Frontiers, the game itself came with the huge fold-out poster maps that represented various, you know, like a desert, a star, you know, part of a starport, etc. And it come with punch-out chits of cars and the different aliens and monsters and all that crap, because anytime you're using ranged combat, it freaking matters exactly where someone's standing. You know, someone chucks a hand grenade, all of a sudden it's like, okay, where'd it go?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can bullshit and say, oh, it's a perfect throw, you got them all, but, and that's the same with AD&D too. If someone throws like a freaking vial of oil, well, where'd it go? You know, it could have bounced, could have went somewhere else, could have lit yourself on fire. According to Leth, who apparently lit himself on fire with a flask of oil in Bubba's game and died from it, which, you know, couldn't happen to a nicer guy, Leth. I joke, but yeah. Now, can you play D&D without miniatures? Of course you can. Should you? I don't think so.
I mean, it really depends what you're up to. Like a dungeon crawl, that's very easy. If you're like in a city, maybe not, unless like you are like on the encounter level, like, oh, we are fighting in a tavern, or in a, what do you call it, a alleyway.
Yeah, I was just going to say an alleyway is a perfect example.
You are 100% correct, my friend. How I handle cities, unless there's an actual combat, is I have a wet erase board in front of my table. And when the players go into a city, I break up their day into 4 sections of like they can actually do things. And then if one player says, I'm going to the Church of Heronius, I will draw a circle on my board and write Church of Heronius and put their miniature there.
Yeah.
And then if the other guy says tavern, you know, so it's very abstract, but at all times I know where people are. Yeah. And then if a battle breaks out at any of the locations, I know who's there, I know who's fighting, and we can then go to the UDT and put some terrain down if we want. And then the other players can't be like, well, I'm running there. And I'm like, no, you're not. You have no idea that your buddy's getting jumped in the
You're at this tavern getting drunk. Enjoy your wrenches.
Yeah, you're at the tavern, down in some drink. You don't know what's going on over at the graveyard, right? Um, but of course, dungeons, the only time I put miniatures on the table is when they actually kick open the door and there's something in there that we have to worry about, mainly monsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm just describing them moving at, adventuring rate down a hall, which is, like 100 feet every 10 minutes. I mean, what I've trained my players to do is they each take their miniature and they put it somewhere on the grid map and they put them in the order they're marching.
Yeah.
So when they're not actually in the middle of a fight, I can always look up and see who's leading, who's in the back, so that, because sometimes orcs might do something crazy, like, run around and come up behind you or something.
Yeah.
So it's important to know the marching order, and that's something I learned from reading the Dungeon Master's Guide, first edition, which, everyone should. But
Amen.
I've run into a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't care for miniatures, but I've never ran into a group of players who were like, I don't want miniatures. I mean, I've ran into DMs who are opposed to miniatures, but every player I've ever talked to is like, oh, no, we want miniatures, no matter what game.
Yeah.
It's
except
just
for Vampire, because, I mean, that game's abstract, and who knows what the hell's going on anyway, so.
To be fair, if you're playing with the Asian vampires, you kind of want miniatures because everyone jumps around.
See, that is a great point. I don't play with Asian vampires because I'm racist. I don't like Asian vampires.
That's a good thing because
they're not even vampires.
No.
Gaki and freaking Oni and whatever the hell they are.
If I remember correctly, they're a mixture of zombies and demons.
Yeah.
Depending on which one it is.
The Asian vampires are what happens when you die and your karma's so effed up that you come back as some kind of, like, you have some kind of them that they don't even drink blood. They might have to live off the feces of humans or the tears or what. It's like, no, get out of here. I'm not interested in any of that. I'm trying to play a freaking sexy gothy vampire game. I'm not trying to worry about.
If I remember correctly, what happens is they die, they crawl their way up from hell, like in the spirit world, not like figuratively. And then they usually enter their own corpse. But in theory, if you have two lovers dying from an overdose, they could end up in their lover instead. But that's just making it weird.
I don't know. It could be cool. Like if you dig your way up from Jigoku and find yourself in your hot girlfriend's body all of a sudden. You're like, nice. You're just sitting there like.
Yeah, but at the same time.
You don't do anything. You just sit around playing with your own boobs all day.
Yeah, but doesn't she end up in your body, and doesn't she then end up wanting to, give you the 4
inches? You don't know. Maybe she don't come back.
Yeah, this was a scenario where one of them didn't come back. Was only the boyfriend who then accidentally entered the wrong body.
Right. But no, the only time I have any interest in hopping zombies or vampires and shit like that is if I'm involved in an L5R game.
Yeah.
Guess what? I use miniatures in that too. I have a collection of samurai and Oni and you name it. I even have somewhere on my shelf here, I've got Yoritomo, the Son of Thunder. Oh, it's right over here. And for
fucking
Call of Cthulhu, guess what? Yeah, I got all the Call of Cthulhu monsters too. That is a moon beast.
Do you ever look into Cthulhu Wars?
I have. I don't like the way the miniatures look.
Oh, really?
Nope. Especially the way he did Yog Sothoth. It's like so stupid. Yeah. But it's okay because I have my own 3D printed that's actually good.
Because I have everything for it. And, there was a time where Jackie was like, kind of interested, but two people
the most vicious monster of all.
Yeah, I've got one of those. Except mine's all
It's
pasty.
Hungar, except I made him big and painted him like a fire giant.
Mine's all
Uh,
pasty. And Jackie painted this one.
So he's like
And
a
that's
frost giant.
great.
You got a frost giant. I got a fire giant.
no, I just painted him pasty like Hungar. And well, Jackie painted it. And Jackie
No,
won
the
the Hungar painting
human-sized one is
contest.
pasty like Hungar, and then I've got a dwarf-sized one that's also pasty like Hungar.
Yeah, I've got the little one.
Also, I disagree. That's not Hungar as a giant. That's just him in vacation on Hawaii.
Right. And here's hey Squirrel. Speaking of Squirrel,
Squirrel, there's Bruce.
Hungar still owes Jackie a T-shirt for painting this one. Just saying. So when Hungar wakes up, dude, it's been like a year. Speaking of Squirrel Hermit,
Not just talking about playing OSE. OSE is basically BX unless you're playing advanced, except the guy who did it must in his real life be an accountant or something because he laid the game out really, really good. But I will tell you, I own all the OSE stuff. The only benefit of OSE over any other game is that the guy laid that shit out super good. The formatting is better than any other game out there, but it's also super generic. So if you wanted to play a game like
shit, I'm gonna give myself a hernia trying to do this.
the Hibernian game or whatever, Hyperborea game, the orange one,
Hyperborea.
yeah, the OSC wouldn't work for that.
You see this?
Yeah, is that Dungeons and Lasers?
No, this just came from Squirrel Hermit.
Oh yeah, well, Squirrel
Nice.
Hermit is a beautiful human being.
He is one of the.
We all believe that. But
I just got it today, Squirrel. I'm gonna open it later. Make a little video to thank you. But damn, 28 pounds.
I like miniatures because I've got a 12 deck, 20 or this is 32 mil Starship that I can take apart any deck to move players up and down it.
It looks weird with the hat on. I'm
I've
just
got
saying.
James' hat on it though. You know the
I
hero.
saw that.
Fountain.
Look, it just looks weird. It looks like a giant mutant freaking candy corn.
No, that's the hat Jane wore when he was.
Yeah.
His mom made it for him. It was the only Christmas gift he ever got.
And
Because he grew up on a really cold moon that was really mountainous and poor.
Yep.
So basically, he grew up in Space Kentucky, Space Appalachia.
Right.
Is that better or worse?
What are we talking about? Wow, super early arrival.
It is Squirrel. I owe you one.
Yeah, the OSC books though, that is really the thing. If you want to play D&D and you want books that are so simple to find any information at all, nothing beats them. The formatting is amazing. But is the game itself better than, say, Adventure Conqueror King?
No.
Not really, no. If you want, especially if you want to play in the Arn Empire, you need to grab your Adventure Conqueror King books.
Yeah, I'm trying to send my copy to Dean right here, as a matter of fact. But they wanted twice the price of the books for shipping to where he lives.
I know, it's so stupid. Especially since I order shit off of Etsy all the time from like Poland and
Yep.
all over the damn place.
The
And
USPS
they charge me like $5
right now.
$6.
And
you know, I did have to cancel a few.
I'll get it to you somehow, Dean. I just don't know how, because I can't stomach giving them, that much money.
That's fair because it would be cheaper for me to send it to you than the other way around.
Not only that,
Yeah, because I have sent what do you call it, things that weigh around 10 pounds,
Yep,
and
squirrel.
it didn't cost like how much did that thing cost again?
Well, it was given to me, so it didn't cost me anything. But they wanted almost $100 to ship
What,
it to you.
Adventure Conqueror King?
No, OSC, the box set.
For just the little box set?
Yes.
Maybe what you do, if you're really serious about it, but it would cost money, is you go to Necrotic Gnome, which is out of England, and the books are actually printed in Latvia, and just order direct from the British site to do, because it's literally across the little ocean.
Might do that, but see, I
That's
was
what I had to do to send some
Well,
stuff
part of
to
my
one
goal
of
was to
the
get the
cities.
box set out of my house because I didn't like it.
Well, that just proves you have poor taste.
No, I got all the original books. I don't need help looking for things. I can open to. I mean, have you ever opened like your DMG right to the page you were looking for?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that all the time with my old books. I want to keep using my old books
Yeah, but
or
that
even my
doesn't
reprinted
change the poor
versions of my
taste
old books.
argument.
I know, I know. I'm stubborn, cantankerous.
It's just poor taste.
What poor
Why?
taste preferring AD&D over OSE?
Kinda, because OSC takes the greatest version of D&D ever made, the Moldvay Cook version, and then makes it AD&D.
But they took out the things I like the most.
I cannot imagine a single thing you could like more. What, the hand-to-hand combat system?
No, 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 no.
The complete lack of initiative?
No,
Segments?
no, not combat. Like things pertaining to what characters can do.
I have no idea what you're talking about, because in OSC Advanced, you can play literally more characters than ever existed in AD.
Right, but like for example, is the assassin in it?
Yeah,
Okay,
and guess what
is
they can do? They can sneak up behind people and kill them.
yeah, they could do that in AD&D.
Yeah, but they do it in a better way in OSC.
I also like
Just like I like my thief skills on dice 6, not on
yeah,
percentile.
I
And
like the
also in OSC, you're the character playing the thief can actually put his points where he wants. So even at first level, they get to choose what they're good at and what they're not good at, instead of just sucking.
the ranger in AD&D had druid spells, magic user spells, and at a certain level could use magic items pertaining to ESP and telepathy and something else. Which I know it's really tiny, but that was like a flavor that I really, as a youngster, I like. My favorite character class was rangers, and getting those specific abilities made it feel like more like I was playing a more arrogant Aragorn esque you know kind of ranger, being able to use the crystal ball and things like that they just took out because they wanted to make him more like a Grizzly Adams, which is fine. I get that, but I liked the very specific little
Okay,
nuances.
I mean that's cool. Rollover percentiles. So Bruce is talking about wanting to play some freaking Rollmaster, some Mercs. Hell yeah. I mean, I don't mind percentiles in a game where that's all there is.
Sure.
But in a fantasy game based on D&D, I despise percentiles. There's no purpose for it. Instead of having a 45% chance to climb a wall, you've got 3 and 6. All right. I mean, it's close enough.
I did like the way 2E did thief abilities, where you could pick and choose what you were good at, and it's a more granular system with percentile. I get it, but the one thing people forget is that it also allows the DM to put more realistic penalties on your chances to do something. Instead of it has to be on a D6, it's what minus 15%, minus 30, minus 1, minus 2,
Minus
versus
15% would be adding 1 to the target number.
right, but the penalties were more like 10, 20, 50% minuses as
Oh,
opposed to
minus 50. That would mean like instead of needing to roll under a 3, you got to roll a 1.
yep.
So, I mean, no, I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and argue. You like AD&D, play AD&D. But it is my opinion, and only my opinion, that OSC did it better. That's my opinion. OSC did AD&D better than AD&D.
So can I have your AD&D books?
Hell no. Plus, I've got the actual fake leather-bound collectors. You can't have them either. The red ones with the gold pages and everything?
Yeah, I got the reprints of those.
Yeah, I don't got reprints. I got the originals.
I didn't even know they existed until a few years ago.
I walked into my comic shop like 10 years ago, and they were sitting there, so I bought first and second edition. because I'm an idiot and I have no concept of saving money.
I know that feeling.
I know half that feeling. I save a lot of money, but I also spend money like a drunken sailor.
So
Bruce,
James, I
I
have a
have
question.
literally streamed your game while I was streaming at least two times or three times now. So
So James, I have a question.
I have an answer.
So your rocket in the background, I know it's like from Traveler, but is the reason it has the hoodie on, is that because it's going to Space Appalachia?
Yes. But actually, no, it's because I've been cleaning my room because it's a wreck. You can see I've got some
That
boxes
would be
back
nice.
there I need to haul out. And I found that underneath some shit and I cleaned it off and I was like, I'll just put it up here until I figure out where to put it, you know?
Yeah,
That's
it kind
nice.
of from here, from my angle, it kind of also looks like you have like a giant Lego minifig in the background.
There is
You
there's
see
some
it? Don't
wild
delay.
shit back there. I mean, like if I turn this, actually the ship's in the way. Directly behind the ship, let me see. Watch my camera freak out. You can see that black, that's my firefighter helmet.
Uh-huh.
Then all this up here is Warhammer 40K terrain. I have shit tons of it. I'm getting ready to sell it actually.
Is that
And
a
then
shirt
back
on top
here,
of
you
the
can't really make it out,
on
but
the
that's
back?
all my ships for Blood and Plunder. I've got about 6 of them. And then on these miniature cases are all my various Oathmark armies. I have many elves, dwarves, and of course my humans. Uh, Hell, I've got enough pig-faced orcs. I could just make a pig-faced orc army for Oathmark, no problem. You know what I mean? Because I bought so many from Otherworld Miniatures before they went under
Kaput. Yeah, I
that
missed out.
I got no problem with that. And then down here, I am working on getting completed my Star Frontiers character miniatures. So if you look pretty close, you can see I've got like, I got this cool Yazarian, and he's got like a camo cloak on, and he's got, I don't know if that's a vibro sword, just a stick to beat somebody with or whatever, and he's got a las pistol. And then like down here is my collection of drow sights. I've got 7 of them. So like here's a drow sight with a shotgun. You can't really see him, but you know. And then these are my brusques. I've got like 4 of them. And then these are just randomly I made. Big Mr. Tom, he makes like retro miniatures, and I'm on his Patreon. So I just printed these guys out, and they're just like retro space suit guy with gun. So, I mean, if you're playing a human and you're running around in a spacesuit, I got you. But then there's other miniatures under this too. I basically decided I need to finish painting some of these guys. So, and also organize. Like this is going to be my sci-fi Star Frontiers box. So I had to switch out some of the. What's up, George? Yeah, the Otherworld
Hey,
miniatures
George.
were the best, but now they are belonged by Badger Minis or something. The guy who used to make them decided, F it, I'm just going to quit. And then this is a whole different sort of storage container. It's just full of Star Frontiers starships.
Nice.
A couple of star bases and some of the smaller ones and pirate ships and whatever. And then I've still got some of those on my desk, like this super rainbow colored freaking starbase. And the reason it's rainbow colored is if you pulled up to it, it would tell you the commander of the base would tell you to go to the green
Red sector.
which section. Each colored section is a different part of the ship, the base, right?
Yeah.
That is a cool mini.
I will admit, I thought it was a bobbit for a second.
Yeah, this thing could have up to 6 ships actually pull up and connect to it. And then they'd all be spinning. And you'd have to go through the hatch, which would be 0G. But then when you got to the wheel, you'd have fake gravity. Of course, the first time you encountered it, it'd give you a headache because there is a weird thing that happens where you are in artificial gravity, and the micro change of gravity between your head and your feet can cause like your cardiac issues, because you're under more gravity at your feet than you are your head, so you can pass out. And then I haven't finished this guy at all, but this is a big colonial ship. So you can see how it's got the single rail and then the power units at the back, and then the big spin.
I like that one too.
Huh?
It reminds me of something, but I can't for the life of me think of what it is. I saw it the other day.
Whereas your average Star Frontier ships, they rely on acceleration, deceleration to make gravity. Whereas that guy, as long as that thing's spinning, don't come a knocking anyway. So yeah, that's another issue where I love miniatures is anytime you're dealing with starships and stuff, especially if a ship jumps into, let's say you have a ship and it jumps into a system, then at that point,
Hey Bruce.
Even though it might be very abstract, you might want to put down, the marker that shows where the star is and planets are. And then, you can just divide the distances up into bands like Traveler does. Mm-hmm. And then if there's stuff in there that they don't know, like I was shown the other day, you put these down. That's a contact. But your ship won't know what it is until, the sensor guy.
Kind of like a blip in Space Hulk.
Yeah. It's contact. That comes from 2300. In the 2300 war game, Traveler 2300, you had to have contacts because obviously you can't just fire at something when you don't even know what it is. Or I guess you could, but...
Yeah, I was about to say yes, but...
You'd probably lose your job, though.
Yeah.
Because the captain would have to give that order, and if the gunner's like, hell yeah, just started firing torpedoes at like some... I mean, because for all you know, that could be a civilian ship.
Fire torpedoes everywhere.
Yeah.
Hit something.
Fire spread of torpedoes. Uh-oh.
Let God sort
Don't say that because Bear don't like that. Kirk has never fired a spread of torpedoes. Ever.
So James, you talked about the marching order earlier.
I talked about what?
Marching order.
Well, yes. James, you know who would fire torpedoes?
This guy.
Cisco. He'll make it a war crime too, just for funsies.
Yeah.
To be fair, he did it at one point just to show that he was actually serious.
Yeah, I know. That's what.
But yeah. But
to get Eddington, he committed a war crime.
But yeah, concerning marching order, I agree that it is a good thing to use. Like when you're going between sections or from section to section or room to room of a dungeon, you are walking in this order. You don't move your miniature. And I know something like Foundry has a plug-in for everything, but there is a plug-in that like transforms several tokens into a singular token, so you can have like a party token for when they're marching.
Yeah, I just have them put the miniatures in the order, and the miniatures don't get moved until there's an actual tactical reason to move them.
Yeah.
When we're doing a dungeon crawl type of thing, which, let's be honest, most players prefer dungeon crawls to other stuff. Why? Because dungeon crawls are super easy. You either go left or right, and you can assume everything you meet in the dungeon is something to kill.
I have noticed a lot of time when I like giving some players an infiltration mission, that they kind of panic because they can't pick a way inside, even whether it goes better or not.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
But
my
everyone can
initial
do a dungeon.
infiltration mission didn't go exactly.
Well, how are you going to give the infiltration mission's going to be a pain in the ass because unless the group is made up of players that can actually infiltrate something,
Yep.
then
I'm going to wear my plate mail and I'm going to sneak around and I'm going to do my best, okay? But I only have like a negative 30 to my stealth roll. And
right.
that's the penalty with the system that I run, which is the only system that you should run because it's the best system out there.
Well, to be fair, there's a couple of different ways that you can infiltrate. One is to just
be
sneak around. The
fair.
other is to embed yourself into the enemies and make them think that you're one of them. If
Oh
that's
yeah,
possible.
just go buy like some wax and make like a wax pig nose and strap it around your face, and then paint yourself like a greenish brown color and be like, "Hello, fellow orcs."
I am Hungar.
Or you stop off at the Disneyland gift shop and get some mouse ears.
Right? You're like
I love that. I love that cartoon. You know, it's
in
one
the
of the things.
AD&D book. That is one of the best cartoons.
You know that's one of the parts where the argument about the art in the old books like falls flat, because last time I checked, there are no cartoons. It's all like taking itself way too seriously. You know, there's no Bigby's +3 back scratcher.
Oh, no,
There's no
okay. Um, Shadow, I
yeah,
hate to say this. The game you and I love to play and look at, we have to write it ourselves or we have to go back 40 years to those books because, as much as I would love to have had a world where David Trampier would have done interior illustration work for the next 30 fucking years and I was robbed of that reality.
yep.
Instead, he had some issues, nobody helped him, and the guy fucking turned into a damn near homeless. He ended up driving a cab in Carbondale, Illinois.
Wow.
And somebody had pointed this out to Jolly at Kinzer and Company, and Jolly had made some very nice phone calls, and he had said, man, we can try to get you some work. I know you don't like the industry right now, and you're really pissed off, and we've had people that have taken your cab out of the convention, and you were pissed at them because they were at a gaming con at Egyptian campaign. I was not one of them. It was somebody else. But we're going to do our best to we want to start a new life with you because we love your work. This is 2008 and he was gearing up to do this and then he fucking died. And we have been bereft of a world with good interior art. The AD&D Player's Handbook second edition and the whole second edition line was the last edition that had great interior line art.
Yeah.
And we haven't had it since. Of course, they've taken the humor out of it. There was really no humor in the second edition stuff. It was all in the first. First edition is where you have to go for the humor if you want lulls. And nobody in the gaming sphere is willing to put up art that might be funny because everybody's so scared that art is so expensive. We can't have comedy art.
Well, Kinzer, they also hired Harold Otis.
They have the Frame Brothers.
Yeah, Arduin, Emperor's Choice. They got Earl Otis and Mako and somebody else from back in the day working on their art. I don't think there's going to be any humor in it either. I think we all, or they all, got so used to spelling their own farts that they thought that there was no reason on God's earth to ever laugh at anything they did, so they had to take it away, and that was kind of the beginning of the end, as far as I'm concerned.
I will say this though: if you're looking for a core book that has amazing, not really comedic art, but probably the best art in any core book game, you need to look at Modifius Conan. Every piece of
Modifius
art,
does great stuff. Their work, visually, it's stunning. The John Carter stuff I have, the Mutant Chronicles stuff I have, it all looks very good. But I just don't.
well, the cover of the Conan book was made by Brahm.
Yeah, that guy's got some issues, but his art's still solid.
I mean,
Wait,
who doesn't
what
have
what issues does he have? I'm curious.
Really, you're being facetious, right?
I
I'm
don't
trying to
know
think.
anything about
No,
Brahm having any issues.
all I know about Brahm is that he did great for Dark Sun.
Yeah, he did almost all the art for Dark Sun.
He also does a lot of fetish artwork. I'm just going to leave it there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
I'm not going to say that's a bad thing.
No,
I mean,
it's just,
Shadow. By the way, when I die, I need you to clear my browser history. Thank you.
you know I will. You know I will, and right back at you.
Just
Shadow?
clear it or directly destroy your hard drives.
I was just gonna take my Elon Musk flamethrower, take it outside, reenact the Office Space movie with it. I
Yeah.
hope you don't mind.
Shadow?
Yeah.
I have something to tell you that I would have thought you'd have known because you're a grown up, but apparently you didn't know this. You said that Brahm does a lot of fetish stuff.
Yeah.
Have you not seen any of the Dark Sun art?
Sure. No, I mean stuff I can't show my son, kind of fetish artwork.
So Dark Sun art.
I
You know,
hate to say
muscly
this.
women and men and
No,
leather
I
bondage
mean
straps
like
and shit like that.
I mean like penetration, etc.
I love Jack. I really do.
Oh, that's called
could never
porn.
run a game for
That's
Jack.
different than fetish. That's porn.
Oh, okay.
And
Jack
if he's
is a
doing
very good
porn,
young man.
well, I wish
I
he
do
could
not
stop.
want to be around him that much. I never want to be the one that I don't want to tarnish that man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure Jackie will be okay. He's in high school.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
no.
can be in high school and not learn shit. You learn shit.
Learn is one thing, but participate is another.
But literally every set of art that Brahm did for Dark Sun was some kind of leather fetish fantasy.
Yeah, it was super leather fetish.
Oh yeah, I have most of everything for Dark Sun right behind me.
Even the halflings were wearing weird S&M leather sets.
Sure.
So I mean, it's like,
Yeah, I
what
just
did you expect to happen?
Good night, Scotcha.
William Hart did your
I
artwork.
never heard of him. Take care, Soja.
Just sleep well.
He saw some Avengers artwork in Chult, and if I think from that moment on, he lost a huge amount of respect for me as his old man. So I'd like to keep that level of disrespect, at about like here instead of here. So
Yeah, you know what I say about that? The beatings will continue until morale improves.
I've never laid a hand on him. I like to keep it that way.
Oh, well, okay, that's the problem.
Oh, he's never done anything to warrant it.
You got to beat your kids. Sometimes randomly and don't even tell them why.
Yeah, never done that. He's
Keeps them on their toes,
Yeah, there are other ways I can discipline him that are far more painful, like denying internet privileges and things like that, as opposed to physical violence.
Taking away his sombrero.
Right? That's going to take about a half hour because there's like 50 of them. And I got to find a place to put them. I'm not even kidding, guys. That kid's got more hats than Elton John has sunglasses.
So, speaking of young people, James, Shadow, and Bruce, do you want to feel old?
Okay. I already feel old. What do you mean I want to feel old?
So next year, 2026, the last millennials will turn 30.
I don't need to hear all that.
I'm the oldest guy here, and doesn't faze me.
Are you?
Yeah. 58.
Oh, damn, you are.
Yeah. I'm getting up to Shauna age, man.
You're getting there.
I mean, Cal's a little older than me, and Rick from 28 millimeter, I think, is a little older than Cal, but that's the chain of command, as far as I can tell.
You guys are definitely the graybeard gamers.
Nothing's wrong about being a graybeard.
Nope.
Well, I mean, Oh,
I had gray hair. Does that count?
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
You know what was sad for me was realizing that Terminator 3, which is half as good as a quarter as good as the first Terminator.
Yeah, half as good as the second.
That movie is approaching 3 years old, 22 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I went and saw that in the theater as quick as I could, and I think I just like that movie because of the female Terminator. I really do like Christiana Loken. She got a good shape for that. She got a serious protein diet in.
The one thing my father told me before he left was this: childhood's over the minute that you realize you're going to die.
So 10.
I was about to say 7 or maybe 3.5.
Yeah, the correct answer though would have been The Crow.
The who?
The Crow.
Maybe
It's a
Yeah,
quote.
it was-
The Crow.
The main
Yeah.
bad
Oh,
guy
okay,
in
The
The
Crow,
Crow.
yeah,
That's the quote. Yep. When he's talking to his half sister.
I thought childhood was over the moment you had to kill your father, or he's going to die to some kind of mutation.
Yeah.
That's got to be a Denmark thing.
Probably.
Well, the thing is that
Wow.
for you to grow up is that you have to go into the underworld and save your father from the demon.
Yeah,
Damn.
that was
It's quite
out of the
sweet.
blue.
I'm sorry, I wanted to do it, but I'm not very good at a.
To
What
be
was
fair,
his name?
that kind of happened.
Startling the shit out of us? No, I think you succeeded. Excuse me, I gotta go
That
change.
kind of
my
happened
clothes.
in Persian mythology, except they didn't go to underworld. They just fought, quote unquote, Satan and pull his dad out of the stomach.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry, I had to go and get needed to be saved, Bucko.
James, have you seen the new Reaper miniature MSP2s?
I have not.
Is that a new paint?
Yeah, they got a new series of paints that they're getting ready to roll out to Kickstarter for. I'm debating on it. I don't
I've
really
got a
need
bunch of Reaper paints. Some of them are great. Some of them are trash.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it is with everybody, I think.
it.
Yep.
I actually, my favorite tones or inks would be like the Army Painter.
Yep, they're still the best.
I cannot get into Army Painter regular paints. I'm trying, and
I would be willing to try their new Fanatic line, but I've got literally like almost 1,000 bottles in this room right now that I don't use. So get back to me when the Fanatic 3 line comes around. It might
yeah,
be time to buy some paint.
this is about 80% of what I got.
Yeah, those are rookie numbers.
I'd
I'd hate to see what James has.
Huh?
I'd hate to see what James has.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I can actually show you what I got. Let me get off of the. My wife wants me to order her some sushi, so I was looking at that. Where is it though? It's right here. These two are extra.
So, can I run a Okinawan vampire when you start running your D10 system?
No,
there, James?
none of that bullshit. And of course, I've got my Age of Blood and Iron.
Did you finish reading it?
I need to do a. Hell no, I haven't finished reading it.
Hey, James.
It's a nice system, but right now I'm doing.
It's thick as hell, man.
Right now I'm doing. the Savage Sword system because I'm writing for it, so I kind of gotta, you know, keep backing that pony.
Got a couple things I need to show off, but first off, this. This is what I do the majority of my painting with.
Vallejos?
Yep, these are the Vallejo Express Color Artist Selection Case.
You know, I've started picking up Vallejo.
And I use Vallejo primer for about everything too.
Have you ever seen this variety of Vallejo?
Yeah, that's the color.
Okay.
Game
I
Good.
haven't seen those.
These are the Reaper.
I have some of the Vallejo game colors, like
same here.
right here.
Okay.
They're really good. They have a lot of like they're thin, but they have a high amount of pigment.
Okay.
So they color really good. Now this I need to show to Vic and see how he feels about it. And of course I've got it in one of my Dungeons and Lasers rooms. So Vic, what we have in here, if Vic is still here, is 3 fleets of Greek triremes and biremes and all the reams. So like the cell, everything about these miniatures punches in and out. So let me put the cell on this guy. But so here is a Macedonian ship. And I need to
Those are
straighten
nice.
that front. And you see the 3 empty slots there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so you can slot in Marines, Archers, Spartans, towers with crossbows and or big ballistas, whatever. And so a ship, just a normal ship, is basically 300 points, and you typically play about 1,000 points. So you've got the ship, and then as you add things to the ship, it increases its combat ability, but it also makes it more expensive. Of course, the good news is if you just need to fill the fleet out, you've got these guys right here. And that's just a straight up, Greek, 1 row of oars kind of ship with a lantine sail. I've got a ton of these. I need to, you can see that I've got most of the paint job done. They just need to wash. And then I need to put them in a box and put them up somewhere so they're not just laying about. But yeah, let's see. The one Japanese restaurant near me, I know for a fact delivers, is the Hawaiian Poke Bowl place. So let me see. Island Poke Bowl? No. Why is it not showing me anything near me? It's showing me shit like, where in the hell is Parrish, Florida? I don't even know. I've never even heard of that. Anyway. Yeah, this is aggravating me. I mean, it's showing me a restaurant that's in like Melbourne Beach. I guess that'd be good if they don't mind delivering, 45 minutes each way.
That sounds like a poor decision.
Yeah,
for
you
them,
want your food hot or soggy?
Well, I mean, it's sushi, so it's not going to be hot anyway. But
Oh, okay. I wouldn't know. I've never had sushi.
you've never had sushi?
Nah.
Wow.
I've
I don't
never had
like
it either. I know what it is. I'm not going to eat it. I don't like fish.
Yeah, same here. Or
Yeah, I usually get eel, which is a fish. I mean,
I thought you said eat.
Am I starving? That's my question. Am I starving? If I'm starving, I'll eat fish.
yeah. My wife likes the either the Mexican roll or the shrimp teppanyaki, or no, the where they fry the shrimp with the breading, tempura.
Tempura's good,
Yeah,
especially like onion rings. Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah, onion rings. That's one of those things where like I like the first bite, but after that it tastes like onion.
I love onion rings.
That's
I like
the,
onion
the
rings.
point, sir.
I
Yeah,
like the initial, what do you call it? You bite into it, it tastes like some kind of awesome thing, and then the rest of the taste come in, and it tastes like onion.
Well, if you don't mind, you can just put your mouth over the hole that you created in the onion ring, and you can suck that onion up in one bite, and then you can enjoy the breading, which tastes delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
I don't know if I like the sound of any of that.
I don't know how that should be
Yeah, it
working
sounded a little
either.
bit like sexual.
I
So,
mean, I am Italian, and I eat garlic cloves for a living.
well, yeah. I mean, I love
Well,
like what my mom used to do. Is she'd take a whole big giant clove of garlic and cut the where the root would be off, and then put olive oil on it and put it face down and roast it in the oven for about 30 minutes. And then you can grab the top of the garlic, right, and squeeze, and every one of the what's its would come out, and you could spread them like on bread. It was crazy. They would be so
I
just
love the garlic
delicious.
cloves. You can cut them, just put them on a skillet, and just do a light saute, and then you can just spread it like butter.
Yeah. Okay, so here it is. I think I found it. Did I find it? All right. Fucking,
James sitting over there fighting for his life before his wife becomes hungry.
she's already hungry. I looked over and she's pouting. I'm
Ah,
like, what? She's like, I'm hungry. I'm like, all right, let me figure this shit out.
See, yesterday I got home and I made chuck eye steaks, and I ate too many of them, and so I just went to bed instead of coming over here and being social, and I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's 100% fine. All right, so this is the one I'm looking for. Okay. Hooray!
so Timmy, what did he
Timmy.
actually call you?
I was going by Leth. You can just call me Tim if you
Oh,
want.
Lefendus. Okay.
Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld.
You can call me Tim if you really want. I don't care.
Excuse me,
Shadow.
Sir Timothy.
We lost Shadow.
Living a lie. Timmy.
Now I'm just using my real name now and using my family crest because hey, I have that apparently.
Oh, nice.
Ah, I can see it's spelled a little different, so we can tell you about our magic cards.
Remember Tim? The blue
We're not a
that cost like
Pinkerton.
one blue, two others, and he could
Our name, I
tap to
think,
do
came
1
from
point of damage.
Pilkington, but people did not know how to spell their name, so a lot of people in the registry will either go by Pilkington, or some other variant.
Yeah. There was a blue wizard from the original Magic set that you could tap to do 1 point damage to anything,
Yeah.
and he was named Timmy. All right,
Ah.
just so you know. Everybody called it Tim. It wasn't actually called Tim. It was called Prodigal Sorcerer or some shit. But
It's better than what usually happened in high school, where people would just say, "Yell
but
Timmy
everybody's
out."
like, Tim?
Because of that one guy from South Park.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I never actually saw that much of South Park. I just played the game where he also is in.
Yeah, I'm not much of a fan of South Park. There's like only 2 episodes I even remotely care about, and after that, it's just like, no, thanks, I don't like it.
Oh, you player hater sucking on my Jimmy. Timmy, you still don't know what kind of blow to give me? We're the lads from the land of Nod. And we rock the his us and we're never gonna die. Yeah.
Shadow said he got booted.
Well, yeah, his wife probably come up and was like, "Come eat, or I'll beat you with my freaking
Chocolate.
slipper."
No. She'd rip her slipper off or her chocolate off, and
Yeah, just start beating the shit out of him. So
actually,
he's
she
like,
doesn't even have to go and see him. She takes her fucking sandal off in the kitchen, throws it, and it starts seeking through the house.
yeah,
+2 arrow of seeking till it hits Shadow.
he's like, "You will do what I say, or you will get the
Chanka?
Yeah, they call it a chancla in the Tex-Mex culture.
All right.
So what are you painting, Bruce?
A figure that I've had on my desk for about 4 years, and I absolutely hate her. I absolutely cannot stand this fig. I'm just painting it just to get it off my fucking desk, and it'll be over. This is a WizKids fig, and it's supposed to be like Kate Blanchett's Galadriel, but she's got a bigger bust line than Galadriel does.
I don't know who that is.
Gladriel from Lord of the Rings.
Did you ever, you know who Kate Blanchett is, the actress?
King what?
Kate Blanchett.
No.
Okay.
Have you
Never
ever
mind.
saw Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings?
I did.
She played Galadriel, the Elven Queen that freaked out and
Oh.
said that, everyone would love her in despair.
Yeah. I shall be as treacherous as the sea.
Yeah.
Everyone shall love me and despair.
Yep.
And Frodo's there like shit in a brick.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, she's the elf queen that Frodo kind of offered the ring to. And also she had him look in the well and be like, "Hey, check this shit out." And then she gave them gifts and sent them on their way,
I saw a really good movie Sunday.
Did you?
Have you ever seen the movie called Black Sheep from 2006? It's a New Zealand movie.
No.
Not David Spade, not Chris Farley.
No.
Do you like your horror movies with a little bit of comedy and a lot of gore?
Well, I mean, I am a huge fan of Evil Dead, so yes.
Shadow and Son smacking me around. We are a no violence family. Unacceptable behavior is not tolerated by any of us, and that's why we were married after 25 years. Okay. I was just like making a general joke because here the women will throw their chanclas at their husbands or sons when they start to misbehave. I'm sorry, Shadow.
Taking shit serious all the time, this guy over here.
But no, if you've never seen the movie Black Sheep, if you like your horror comedies with a little touch of strange, but it's a very high quality horror comedy film, and if you go to Tubi, it's free.
Oh, nice.
So do you need the link, Shadow, or
Shadow, do you need the link, sir?
Oh, God. I don't want any of this. Why are you making this so hard? That's what she said. Oh, man. I just want to order some food. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't you hate that? It's like, why is this shit gotta be so hard, right? It's like, look, I'm trying to order a couple of sushi rolls soon. Let's not be fucking stupid about it. All right, so let's see what we got here.
Like, I don't know what I don't like about this fig, but I just think this is it's supposed to be an elven woman, but with a rack like that, she should be human.
Oh, don't get me started because like I have 3D printed so many.
Shadows in your Discord.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to.
No, I threw it in Shadow's Discord. Just go to your Discord. I sent you a DM.
Oh, my bad.
Ooh, I'm gonna go. I'll see ya.
I didn't mean to piss off.
Catch you later,
I'm sorry, Tim.
Elephantus.
I'm not mad. I'll see you though.
Timmy. Okay.
So has his what do you call it? RuneQuest game ended, or
Why is this doing this? Like I've never had such a hard time just ordering food from this place in my life, and all of a sudden it's been like douchebag material over here. But yeah, bye.
so? Yeah, Elephantus. Does he still play RuneQuest, or?
I think that Leth is in DM or in Beelzebub's game. Beelzebub. And I believe he is running Dragon Slayer. I believe.
Yeah.
Which is basically just BXD&D, really.
Okay, so if you were to give somebody $100, should they buy Dragon Slayer or OSE?
I'd probably go with OSE because it's a lot more generic. But I own both. Because I bought Dragon Slayer just to support the guy. Because I do absolutely love his mega dungeons and stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, it's okay, but it does some stuff I hate, like percent off thief skills, shit like that. You know, I don't like any of that.
Squirrel Hermit is offering a piece of advice. James, mute us and just make your phone call so you can order the food.
Oh, no. I've already done it on computer. Now I just need to. It sent a message to my phone telling me to, okay. Okay, that's not a thing. Heavy art placer. Okay, here it is. Okay. All right. God. I'm actually good, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm just complaining. My dad's the same way. Like, he's a funny guy. He'll be he loves cursing out inanimate objects. And I love, like, being there when he does it to make fun of him. I don't know if you guys ever known a person like that. Like, he'll be working on a car and just giving it hell the whole time.
I was about to say I knew a mechanic who was like that.
So, yeah, he'd be like, I don't know. Huh. Yes.
Yep, Greg Gillespie.
Yep, Greg Gillespie. He's done some of the best mega dungeons ever.
You know,
like his one mega dungeon is so awesome that I actually added it to my homebrew campaign world.
Which one was that?
The one by the swamp.
Okay, the Rapana Thuck is in the swamp too, so
No,
They
it's
say-
not that one. It's
Barrow
God, I have
Maze.
to look it up.
Was this in Washington D.C.?
No, it's like Bruce is trying to make me open up my frickin' game cabinet and dig it out. It's the one that's kind of based on Egyptian mythology.
Well, it's not the Pyramid of Ling. That's what I can say.
It's not that one. It's the one where you start out in the village by the swamp and you go, and there are like hills within the swamp, and they lead to the dungeon below.
Okay, is it Stonehell?
Nope,
Is it Barrow Maze?
it is.
Okay,
Okay, all right.
because I've heard good things about both of those. I'm reading through Arden Vol. About once a week, I'll crack it open and go through 2 chapters or a few levels. Arden Vol is fucking crazy.
Well, Barrow Maze is just completely awesome.
Okay, what makes
It
it
is just really like awesome. You know, it's like it's deadly. I mean, it is deadly. You go in there effing around, and guess what? You know, don't be too whatever if you die. But at the same time, it's just really interesting. However, there are like dungeons in Barrow Maze where they have like pits, and the freaking pits, you random roll on them to see what they're like, and sometimes they're just bottomless. So you can literally have characters die by starving to death as they're falling down a bottomless pit.
I have returned. What's up, gents?
So
Welcome back.
So Greg Gillespie does make great modules. However, his game is okay. I mean, his game is okay. Given the choice, I would rather play Baptism of Fire. Because, I mean, I'm about sick and tired of generic fantasy role-playing game number whatever. So yeah,
That's kind of why I'm doing the Savage Sword thing. Speaking of which, the Red Room just put a community post up yesterday. Didn't even tell me about it. They gave me the green light to write the module for Savage Swords, which is actually overnight turned into a 3-part module series for them. All is Conan-esque as I can make it. Savage Sword, sword and sorcery in the 4 times, if you will.
yeah.
Kind of digging it. I got a game tonight and another one Friday. It's going pretty well.
I'll tell you who's pissing me off for games. Monolith.
Really, I was
Games
just about to
is-
look into them.
Monolith Games is pissing me off so bad I just don't even know what to do with it.
Why?
How so?
They got the rights, right, to put out the new Conan game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, try and find it. It's nowhere on their webpage, in their
Oh.
shop.
It's all
I mean-
over eBay.
Not the Monolith one.
Yeah.
The one I seen on eBay was the mongoose one.
Oh no, I specifically looked it up, and
Hold on. Conan by Monolith Board Games. You have one character plays the Overlord, and the other characters play.
Yeah,
Conan
that's not the role playing game. I've got tons of that.
Okay.
I have the base and the Stygian box. Are they good?
They are.
Okay.
I have the base, the Stygian box, the Northman box, and the Katai box. The Mystic East, or whatever they call it. But I've only played the game one time because I generally just bought them for the miniatures.
Yeah, I see me doing the same thing.
Yeah, the like the big Conan box literally has. Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel. And yeah, it's Wednesday, my dudes.
What's up, Dan?
Generally has like I don't know, close to 100 miniatures. I mean, it has a shit ton of miniatures, and each of the expansions has like, I don't know, 20 or 30, set specific miniatures. And then it comes with these badass double-sided fold-out maps. And the maps aren't gridded. They just have like weird shapes, right? And that's because they were designed to be used with the
RPG?
2-20 RPG. Because in the 2-20 RPG, you can attack anyone you're in a space with, or you can move a space and attack somebody, or you can run 2 spaces. And then when you fire ranged weapons, it's also the same thing. You can fire X amount of spaces, right? And then if you're Shadow, you can like crit fell and have all your arrows fall out of your quiver, and then be all like, "Oh shit, where's all my arrows?"
Nice.
Hey, you're the one that brought that up. I'm just here being like, haha,
Right.
you lost your arrows. You lost your arrows. Of course, there are some archery attacks your character could learn if you manage not to be, a goofball and get killed, where you have to actually expend multiple loads of arrows. Hungar's character, who was a Hyrcanian archer, thief and archer. Anyway, he had this power where he could attack every enemy in an area, but it cost him 2 arrow loads. And it was basically because he was volley shooting really fast. So.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that with a crossbow, but cool.
He didn't have a crossbow. He had a bow.
I was playing one of the pre-gens from the.
Bostonians.
I was playing one of the pre-gens from the
Yeah,
original.
you're playing Bostonian crossbowmen or longbowmen.
I think I was playing a knight.
Yeah,
actually.
Which game is this?
Conan.
D20, and I managed to kill the big bad at the end, the Panther Demon, I think it was, or something.
Oh, he wasn't the big bad. He was bad though.
Well, for the one shot that
the big bad is and Beyond the Thunder River Adventure is
yeah. We never came across him.
Yeah, you generally won't unless like you're on a suicide mission, because he's going to be like guarded by like 100 picked warriors or whatever. But
it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Crafty's a really good GM. But that was like damn near the last time I saw him.
Yeah, Crafty kind of vanished.
You had to worry about it.
Still hangs out on the Legion of Myth channel.
Yeah, which I don't because it's Friday night and I've got a game, and then he stopped doing that altogether. So that kind of sucked.
I don't know why I don't watch Legion of Myth as much as. I don't dislike them. They've never done anything.
No, I love Max. Max is a great guy. He did a lot. He and you, Bruce, did a huge favor, service to us in the beginning, and
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why I stopped hanging out there. Something else must have happened.
It must be time. the timing. Because if it was any other time, James, I think you'd probably be over there. That's
Yeah.
all.
I mean,
Yeah, same here. And then Sunday I'm at church, so I don't see him there.
yeah.
I was really wanting to start going to church again after Charlie died.
Well, no
Oh,
better time than the present.
Freaking. I can't but not laugh though when that one guy called Heathen Dog Karen Dog. That was funny shit.
Who was that?
Oh, it was some goofball that's like friends with the idiot with the freaking Cheeto colored beard.
Okay.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And they kind of got into it. And then it was like, it was a whole thing. And then like they were fighting back and forth with each other. And then eventually, freaking the friend of the one guy, Daniel, maybe he I don't know. He like made a video back at Max, and he called Max Smiegel, and he called Heathen Dog Karen Dog. It was actually, I mean, even Max was like, "That's pretty good." You know what I mean? Max was even like, "Damn, that is pretty good."
I will be right back. I require liquids.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off of here and feed my wife before I get murdered. And apparently, this computer is telling me to fuck myself every time I try to order something. It's pretty much what's happening. I gotta go to my other computer, and that sucks.
Yeah, there are unfortunately sometimes when where computers don't want to do what like you want to do. That's also why it is saying that like don't trust the computer you can throw out of the window exist.
Well, this one, it's like it has no reason not to work, but it has decided that it's not going to. You know, it's like I did the whole order and hit, order, and it's like, oh, your payment isn't working, and I'm like, what? So then I checked my payment stuff to make sure that was right, and it was. So then I'm like, okay, hit order, and it's like, no, try again later. And I'm like, why does it tell me to try again later? That's kind of a weird thing, right? Like, try again later? What do you mean try again later? I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
But anyway. So here I've got a couple of blood red rhinos I'll have to do detail work on. And like I said, they're the exact right size for the really tiny Blood Angels chapter symbol to fit on the back. And then
Nice.
Here I have a Malkador tank. And I'm trying to figure out whether I want to paint this like a blue-gray like they show, or maybe a pale green.
Take care, Squirrel Hermit. It's always good to see you, sir.
Have a good
You
one,
too,
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Stay tuned for my appreciation video. It will be right after James's stream because I can't wait to see what's in it. I have no idea what's in it.
Which will not be very long.
Hey, what do you think so far, guys?
That
I
looks
think it
awesome.
looks
I
good.
don't want to fight it.
That looks great. Where'd you get that one? Is that Dungeons and Lasers?
Yeah, it's the king of the stretch goals for the cave set. I'm working on the chest right now with some neon orange to make it look flamey.
Here we go.
It's beautiful.
There we go.
I went with a reptilian green instead of like red or purple or something. I don't know why.
He looks like a Yalta from the Predator movies.
It's actually supposed to be a Baylor. Here, let me show you with the wings.
Damn it.
I can only do one wing, but it's got these really cool like chains hanging off.
Nice.
So it's kind of like a chitin demon. Nice.
Yeah, this thing's freaking huge. It's like this guy alone is like 8 inches. With the wings, it's closer to 16 inches. It's freaking burly. And then I don't know if you can see, it's got clear plastic flames that
Yeah.
I'm trying to master the flame effect. I finally found some of the Army Painter's orange wash. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but that's like the one color that I've been looking for and fighting with my whole life as a painter is orange and yellows. Getting,
Getting fire right.
yep. Jackie can do it like blindfolded. I don't know how, but I'm still struggling with it. But with an orange ink and a couple of, I use some Dr. Martin's yellow ink as well as Bombay orange ink, but they're just
There it is.
it's not quite right, but I'm working on it, getting there.
So the thought for the Imperial Guard is this Sons of Horus green. It's a really pale, almost blue-green.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do that. And then that way, when we play the game, I mean, we'll know who the traitors are. The ones wearing Horus's paint scheme, right? But
Yeah.
all that said, let me go get on my other computer and order sushi. Or my wife wants me murdered.
Hey, don't let that.
And she's Danish, so if I let her get too hungry, I mean,
She'll what feast on your cracked bones and suck the marrow out.
feast on my corpse. Anyway, yeah. So, peace out, guys.
That's
Have a
true.
good night.